No
one deserves to get picked up. My dad was my everything.
Now at 7 o'clock, frustration in Newport. We were there as the community filled council chambers and expressed concerns over a potential ICE facility in the city of Newport.
Plus, the longest government shutdown in American history has finally come to an end. What this means for you and how soon things could go back to normal, coming up in our top story.
Tens of thousands of children have benefited from that one moment in time.
Also getting into the holiday spirit a little early this morning on the Sunrise Show, we're highlighting a local nonprofit called Angels in the Outfield, one of more than 140 nonprofits that help us with the KGW Great Toy Drive. Their story coming up in just a few minutes as we kick off the 7 o'clock hour of Sunrise right now.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us live at 7 o'clock. I'm China Green.
And I'm Drew Carney. Chris McGinnis and Rod Hill also on board for the 7 o'clock hour. Rod, we start this hour with you.
All right, well, rain returned last night into this morning, and we're right on cue. We've had over a half of an inch of rain now fall up in Astoria. There goes one of the heavy rain pockets over the last 3 hours. For Portland, Salem, and Vancouver, it's been mostly some light rain moving south to north up the valley. We are cloudy this morning. Most areas have seen enough rain for things to be a bit wet. I'm checking stadium lights for some rain falling over Providence Park. Here's the waterfront camera, the springs of the waterfront in Vancouver. Good visibility, but clouds and rain in the area. So to the bus stop we go. Haven't needed the raincoat for a while. You'll need it today. Showers coming and going. Temperatures will be in the 50s, including out the door. We may or may not just get up to 60 about the time the kids get out of school. Here's Chris.
A little drippy for the morning commute, and now pretty slow through North Portland because of that. We've got a fender bender near Swan Island on I-5 southbound. Looks like the southbound right lane, or at least the shoulder, is tied up with that. No word on any injuries or anything, hence saying fender bender here. But in any event, the drive is really slow all the way back into North Portland now. So we're ahead of schedule with that southbound I-5 commute. We'll check that out right now, up to 30 minutes and building to get you in from Main Street south of the Fremont Bridge. I-205, by the way, that's wide open for now. Over the west side, quick look at the sunset. Highway 26 coming down the hill from Sylvan. It's raining on that side of town as well. You'll need the windshield wipers this morning, and eventually I think we're going to need our patience. But so far the drive on the west side doesn't look too bad just yet. 23 minutes gets you in from Hillsborough to downtown. China.
Thank you, Chris. House members passed a bill to reopen the federal government, ending the longest shutdown in U.S. history after 43 days.
The Senate passed the bill on Monday. The House approved it last night, and President Trump made it official, putting his signature on the bill at the White House. NBC's Alice Barr has the latest from Washington, D.C.
With a vote in the House,
the bill is passed,
and a presidential signature overnight. The longest government shutdown in U.S. history is now over.
The federal government will now resume normal operations.
Furloughed federal workers getting back on the job today after 43 days. They and those who worked without pay waiting to hear when their back pay checks will arrive. As airlines work to return to full capacity, the FAA freezing flight reductions at 6% instead of the planned 10% by Friday, with easing staffing shortages set to gradually unsnarl weeks of delays and cancellations.
I think it's horrible how politicians, all of them, use us as pawns.
SNAP federal food assistance will also grind back into gear for the millions of Americans still waiting for their full November payments, turning to food banks instead.
Massive increases in families needing our assistance.
As the consequences unwind, the two parties pointing blame at each other.
Absolutely no question in anybody's mind now that the Democrats were responsible for this.
Donald Trump and Republicans made the decision to shut the government down. Would rather do that than provide health care that's affordable.
As Democrats face their own divisions over the deal moderates in the Senate reached with Republicans that did not include health care reforms, an issue Republicans say they're now ready to address with the government back in business. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
And Oregon's members of Congress all voted along party lines, with the state's sole Republican in the House, Cliff Bentz, being the only one to support the bill. And Washington Congresswoman Marie Gluesenkamp-Perez was one of only 6 Democrats in the House to support the bill, ending the shutdown, saying in part, quote, "The last several weeks have been a case study in why most Americans can't stand Congress. None of my friends who rely on SNAP would want to trade their dinner for an ambiguous D.C. Beltway messaging victory. I'm glad this ugly scene is in the rear view."
All right, now to the Oregon coast. People packed City Hall last night to address concerns about the possibility of a new ICE facility in Newport.
Sunrise reporter Thomas Schultz joins us now. So Thomas, how are Newport residents responding to this idea?
You know, guys, many were emotional and even tearful at that meeting last night. Hundreds of people packing Newport City Hall to push back against any ICE facility in the town. Now, there's still a lot we don't know about what could come to Newport. Elected leaders describe the feds as working in the shadows with zero transparency. One young girl who spoke says her father is currently in ICE detention.
No one deserves to get picked up. My dad was my everything.
My God. That's what we're fighting for. That her father was dragged in the street, hauled off, and that impacted this whole community.
Newport Mayor Jan Kaplan says he'll fight any plans to add an ICE facility. He says the city was tipped off last week when a third party filed a letter of intent to lease several acres near the airport for federal use. But on Wednesday, the city said that letter of intent had been withdrawn. Still, state leaders say federal contractors have submitted business inquiries signaling this plan is still in motion. Mayor Kaplan there in Newport says that questions to the federal government have gone unanswered. State leaders have done the same, and they say their questions have not been answered either. That led both to file a letter to the Department of Homeland Security and Secretary Kristi Noem yesterday asking for clarity. We also reached out to DHS earlier this week looking for answers to some of these questions. We have not yet heard back either. Drew, China.
All right, Thomas Schultz with the latest on a story that we will continue to follow.
At least 24 people that are part of the vibrant community of Salem were ripped away from their families early in the morning.
That's some of the reaction from an immigrants' rights coalition in Salem after it says federal agents detained at least 24 people in Oregon's capital city earlier this week. The coalition says at least 9 of the people taken from a van on Tuesday were farm workers heading to work. The advocates accuse ICE agents of breaking the van's windows and also ramming another car near Portland Road and Ward Drive.
We want to make sure that people have access to their attorneys. We want to make sure that families are prepared because it's really scary what's happening right now.
At this point, we're working to get the names of the people who were detained and find out more about their status. So far, both ICE and Homeland Security have not responded to KGW's requests for comment.
Portland City Council shot down an idea to cut back funding for homeless camp removals. The proposal, introduced by Councilor Angelita Murillo, would have cut $4.3 million from the impact reduction program. The councilor says that she wants to reduce the number of homeless camp sweeps in the city because she says they traumatize the people who live in the camps. But opponents of her proposal argue that cutting back on sweeps would be harmful to surrounding neighborhoods.
All right, before we check back in with Rod Hill, we take a look outside our Wells Fargo sky cam showing off the Willamette River on this Thursday morning. Rodney, tell me about the weather, would you please?
I will. Sun now coming up at 7:08 in the morning. Pretty dark out, though. The cloud cover's thick and radar showing showers moving up. Astoria, bright color. Watch for it again. Bright color. You folks have had some heavy downpours, the bright colors, overnight. You've picked up over ½ of an inch of rain, but generally from Vancouver down through Portland and Salem, so far less than 1/10 of an inch of total rain. And part of the story is how mild it is. Been making a big deal that it's 50 degrees in Portland again as you start your day. Heck, it's 50 degrees up at Government Camp. There's Highway 26. Obviously, that's just wet. It's 47 over Santiam Pass. And notice there's no snow roadside, even 48 up at Willamette Pass. And the snow levels through your weekend generally holding above 5,000 feet, which means those highways will continue to be wet. All right, here's what I like to call the barn shot, showing off the beautiful country scene out in the vineyard from the Salem Tasting Room in Sherwood. You can see the thick clouds, and again, very mild. 51 degrees. Everybody on this map is 50 or better, except for Happy Valley. Good morning to you. You are now at 49 degrees. Look at Silverton, 59 degrees on that particular thermometer. Wow. All right, probably running a little hot, I would say. Temperatures this afternoon, statewide, cloudiness, some sunbreak activity, but everybody has a shower threat. And we've got temperatures in the upper 50s to 60, literally from the coast all the way out toward Idaho today. So everybody's in the same mild batch of air. These showers coming from south to north, and now we're in the showery weather pattern all the way through your weekend. Not much wind today except for some east breezes coming out of the gorge, and at times maybe 10 to 20 along the beach. And that's it, guys. Back to you.
All right, Rod, thank you for that. We'll pick it up with that traffic alert in North Portland. I should say the traffic alert that we just had, the good news is it's out of the way. We had a fender bender near Swan Island, so that's the good news. The bad news, there's always a residual delay, right? So that southbound I-5 drive, really slow now in the rain. Let's take you up towards the Expo Center. You can see our speed sensors indicate that's moving along at 10 miles an hour or less, and that slowing, of course, starts up around Main Street right now. So the trip in from Main Street to the Fremont Bridge has jumped up to 30 minutes at last check. Elsewhere on the freeway system, here's your drive through Wilsonville, wet down there. Road spray and windshield wipers going with the headlights this morning. The drive from Wilsonville now is back up to about 31 minutes and also creeping upwards. So we're starting to see those drive times come up a little bit, guys, and I would expect this to get even slower here with the rain falling. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Chris. Coming up here in the Sunrise Show, we're highlighting Angels in the Outfield. It's a local nonprofit that you may not have heard of before, but we're going to let you know how they're helping us with this year's KGW Great Toy Drive in 2 minutes.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
It's certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news, live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news, live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus.
It is great toy drive season here at KGW. When I say KGW, you say toy drive. KGW?
Toy drive.
KGW?
Toy drive.
Very well done.
Thank you.
And with that out of the way, we now shine the spotlight on one of the more than 140 nonprofit organizations that help us distribute the toys to local kids.
And Angels in the Outfield works to give kids a sense of love during the holidays too. Sunrise reporter Corey Johnson shows us their process for making this season brighter. Good morning, Corey.
Good morning, China. Drew, yeah, for some kids, the holiday season can be a tough reminder of what they've been through, but Angels in the Outfield works to help kids no matter their circumstances, from infants to 18-year-olds, to feel seen and celebrated during the holiday season with toys just like these. Take a look.
Angels in the Outfield was started by my wife, Shannon Kometic, when she was a prosecutor and had the unfortunate job of putting away into prison a mother and a father who did harmful things to their daughter, just horrible things that nobody should have to go through.
Tim Rash, Shannon's husband, says that case became the catalyst for Shannon's mission to make sure every child has a Merry Christmas despite crime, abuse, displacement, or neglect.
Tens of thousands of children have benefited from that one moment in time.
As part of the nonprofit, community members have come together to collect toys for children who may not receive anything otherwise. With Christmas less than 2 months away, Angels in the Outfield volunteers are hard at work.
We love the relationship that we have with KGW because we're about to put together what's behind me here is everything or parts of what we need for 1,400 of these kids to receive a holiday this year.
And these aren't just random gifts. Every child gets a personalized present, ordered by age, gender, and tailored to their interests. Each one also receives a coat, pajamas, and a blanket, an effort that takes all year to build up to.
January 1st, I'm online trying to get coats and toys and things for next year.
Carol Glenn helps to sort the toys as soon as they're collected. Then at Oregon City Church, which also doubles as Santa's workshop, volunteers shop for each child.
It's set up basically like a store. So when our volunteers come in, they'll get an individual sheet for each child.
On December 12th and 13th, volunteers will get together to bag up all of those toys collected and enough time to get them under the tree on Christmas morning. It's work that makes a meaningful difference in the lives of children who receive them.
I was at a fundraising event last year where this man came up to the table to ask me what Angels does, and he kind of got quiet for a second, and then he looked at me and he said, I was one of those kids. Strangers out there had gotten those things for me. I didn't know where they came from, but they came and it really meant a lot to me.
Now, Angels in the Outfield is still collecting donations. They say they receive a lot of gifts just like these for younger kids, for infants. And so what they're in need of right now is gifts for older teenagers. Maybe if they're into sports and want a new basketball, maybe they have more skills than I do and they want to play this holiday season. They're also accepting makeup, any sort of beauty products just for teenagers to help them get into the Christmas spirit too. But really, Drew and China, they say any donation will go a long way this holiday season.
When I saw the basketball in your hand, Corey, I knew that you were going to try to spin it on your finger. Did we just see the best effort there? Is there?
Yes. You did. I'm trying. I'm a volleyball player, okay? Good grief.
Hey, yo, that was pretty good right there.
Yeah.
Okay, we're accepting that as a pass.
I would have to bet that's better than either of you boys would do. So.
Oh, yeah, actually, Corey, bring that ball in here, would you please, real quick when you can? A reminder, we do make it easy to donate to the toy drive. You can hop onto this webpage. It's kgw.com/toy. That's where you can make a cash donation or you can buy a toy directly from our wish list. Lots of great ways to give this year to the toy drive. Rod?
I don't think I can do that, by the way. So don't get me into this, the spinning ball on the finger.
I can do it. I believe I can do it for 5 seconds. One, like a slow 5 count.
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi.
That's fine. We'll see when the ball gets in there.
Okay.
Now, if you count for me, go 1 miss, 2 miss, 3 miss, 4 miss, 5 miss. Yeah.
Say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Here we go with Astoria being the bullseye of where the heavy rain amounts have been so far. 58/100ths of an inch now, almost 2/10 in Tillamook. Less than 1/10 of an inch of rain since it started overnight from Portland down through Eugene. Just over 1/12 of an inch up in Kelso. And rain this morning up through Olympia and Seattle. Seattle has 28/100ths of an inch of rain. You can see about an inch of rain there along the parts of the Washington coast. The meat of the storm today is this low that's sitting off the coast of California. You can see the bright colors, some heavy rain hitting San Francisco pretty good this morning and up in the northern California. And then all this is moving south to north up across our area. It's possible that we get a spotty downpour mixed in at some point today, especially if we start getting some sun breaks, which we may. Right now, the clouds are solid, and up and down I-5 in our local area, it's been mainly just some gentle rain passing. So now the showery pattern is here, and it goes all the way through Sunday. Again, no headlines for big storm fronts or wind. Snow levels are going to be high. These are 4-day rain totals. Now, Astoриa's already picked up around 1/2 of an inch rains we just saw. This shows 1.65 all total through Sunday. It gives Portland just over 1/2 of an inch of rain all total. And, you know, for mid-November, these are basically just typical showery days where each day has a chance to pick up no more than 1/4 of an inch of rain. Tomorrow, Friday's forecast is for light showers, where Portland may not even get 5/100ths of an inch of rain. So we'll see how that plays out. The report from you folks out in Wasco County, the Dalles, is that you have mist in the air right now, falling with the low cloud deck you can see. And we do have showers currently out over the Reserve Vineyards and Golf Club in Aloha. You can see the observation there. No wind, 51 degrees. And speaking of no wind, you can see the Willamette's pretty quiet right here. That's from the Portland Spirit Landing, and you can see the visibility is good with the cloud deck up over the West Hills. There's the south waterfront down on the left of the screen. Temperatures really mild. 54 Newport, 52 Salem, 59. These are current numbers in Bend. Again, everything is coming up from the south today. So mild at night and mild during the day. Upper 50s to maybe 60 degrees in some spots. In the valley, fairly light winds, southeast 5 to 15. We've had 25-mile-per-hour east winds coming out of the gorge into East Clark and Multnomah counties. Outside of that, fairly light winds. It shows battleground at 59 in our 7-day forecast. Just showery weather with overnight lows generally around 50 and daytime highs mid to upper 50s to 60 all the way through Sunday. And that is your update. Here is Chris.
Okay, Rod, let's get you out the door with a look at that drive through Gladstone. We'll take you down to I-205 right now, southbound commute. Not picking on you here, just let you know we're always watching, and this is always a slow spot this hour of a Thursday morning commute. It's also a little rainy. Nice to see drivers got their headlights on. Remember, you got to have your headlights on if you need your windshield wipers. That's the deal. That's actually written in the in the driver's manual. 12 miles an hour, that southbound commute right now between Gladstone and Westland over the Abernathy Bridge. All right, the bigger perspective across the region. We had some earlier trouble up near Swan Island. That is out of the way, but the southbound I-5 drive is plugged up into North Portland and beyond. Look at the headlights there. That southbound commute crossing the Columbia River this morning out of Clark County is pretty thick. 34 minutes now and building to get you from Main Street to the Fremont Bridge.
Thank you, Chris.
They didn't even help me to get up from the floor. You know, they didn't even say, oh, I'm sorry or something. Nothing, not even a word.
Still to come on Sunrise, Portland woman mauled on her morning walk. Now she's asking for help finding the dog's owners after they took off without helping her. Plus, a Turkish military plane crash caught on camera. That story and more when Sunrise streaming live at 7 continues in 2 minutes.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
Stop them! Stop them! Stop them!
That is video of a local woman trying to stop the owners of a dog that she says attacked her while she was out on a morning walk in Northeast Portland. Now, the woman asked us not to show her face for this story. She told us the dog bit her leg, tore off a layer of skin, and that she needs several more surgeries to heal. She also says when the attack was over, the owners just walked away with the dog.
So they took off, and I was behind them screaming my lungs up, trying to get their face or trying to record them. They didn't even help me to get up from the floor. You know, they didn't even say, oh, I'm sorry or something, nothing, not even a word.
Officers with Multnomah County Animal Control say they've been to this area looking for the dog and its owners, but so far they say they have not found them. Here's a look at some national headlines with your morning rush. A Turkish military plane crashed in Georgia on Tuesday, killing all 20 people on board. This video shows the plane as it was falling out of the sky. Recovery crews have found the remains of 18 of the victims. The search continues for the other 2. Investigators are also working to determine the cause. Attorneys for former FBI Director James Comey and New York Attorney General Letitia James are challenging the federal prosecutor in their cases. They argue interim U.S. Attorney Lindsay Halligan was appointed after her temporary term expired, making her indictments completely invalid. Both Comey and James have pleaded not guilty, with trials set for January. A new Bank of America analysis shows 1 in 4 U.S. households is living paycheck to paycheck. Researchers found about 25% of families spend more than 95% of their income on necessities like housing, groceries, gas, and childcare, leaving very little for savings or anything extra. And the life of the penny has officially come to an end after 238 years. The U.S. Mint struck its final penny on Tuesday following President Trump's order to stop production because pennies cost more than they're worth. The cost of making a penny 4 times what they're worth. And that's a look at your morning rush. Coming up here in our next half hour of Sunrise, the CDC warning that this year's flu season could be a bad one because people are getting vaccinated, or not getting vaccinated, I say. People are not getting vaccinated because of respiratory illnesses. Plus, Nike reopening its store in downtown Portland. We're going to have the details on that as we roll into the 7:30 half hour of Sunrise in just a few minutes.
KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus.
We have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yes.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW Plus.
We are coming up on 7:29 on your Thursday morning drive. Got some new trouble, it appears, down in Tualatin. I can't see it from this camera vantage point, but I can see the evidence, which is all the taillights. Northbound I-5 now really thick from Elixir Road up through the 205 interchange and towards Nyberg. So that drive building very quickly. We're up to 42 minutes to get you in from Wilsonville. On the other side of town, earlier trouble on I-5 has cleared, but the backup remains in that I-5 commute from Clark County right now. It's 32 minutes in the rain, Rod, from Main Street to the Fremont Bridge.
And the rain's all of a sudden pretty steady, Chris. It's all coming from south to north. There's nothing stormy here. And mostly in the valley, it's been gentle rain. We've had some heavier rain pockets hit Astoria. Here's Snookwood's Casino Resort camera showing the clouds. And there's the vineyard from the Salem Tasting Room camera in Sherwood. 51 degrees and 51 at PDX. Another very mild day. Showers or rain at times coming from south to north. We will have some dry breaks, it appears. And temperatures will be 57 to noon. We could get up to about 60 for high. The showery pattern, if you will, is now with us through the weekend.
No look pass.
7:30.
Almost took him out.
Let's enter the light.
Oh, yeah, the light's right here.
7:30 half hour of the Sunrise Show. Last half hour, we were highlighting the toy drive, and Corey. It's a small basketball. Corey Johnson was highlighting the toy drive, and she tried to spin the basketball on her finger. And I said, "Oh, I could do that for at least 5 seconds." And now it is time to put that to the test. And I've been struggling in the practice rounds. But will you count for me to 5? Yeah. I had to get it spinning first. Okay. Wait a minute.
1.
Rod, come on. I'll get it. I promise you I'll get it. May not be today. Oh, boy.
You did it earlier.
So Chris has traffic for you. Rod has weather. China has your news. Go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
No.
See?
2.
Oh, come on.
3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi.
Great toy drive is underway. It continues through the middle of December. If you want to help us out, go to kgw.com/. See, the ball's a little small, which is throwing me off.
I want to try. You just spin it on your fingers? Is that what you do?
I bet he's going to do it.
Well, that's not what
I don't think I've ever even tried this.
You don't even know how to start.
God bless you. Just go over there.
You know, I really don't think I've ever tried that.
Really?
It looks really
No
easy
way.
when the Harlem Globetrotters do it. It looks like a piece of cake.
Right.
I mean, actually, Drew, you've had some good ones. He's been practicing.
Yeah.
And it's been good.
Just do your thing. I'm sorry.
I'm just doing my thing. We've got rain moving from south to north up across the area. We'll have a mix of dry time and then showers coming. Everything generally is coming south to north today. So still hanging on to some pretty foliage, the fall colors there in front of the Capitol Mall. Of course, the number of leaves on the trees getting fewer day by day, probably minute by minute for that matter. 52 in Salem with rain reported. And there's downtown Portland. We have rain as well, 51. Well, I mean, you know, this is really warm to start, right? 51. We'll be 57, 58, 59, 60 for a high again today. Not much wind away from the gorge. And again, showers just kind of coming and going, Chris.
One of the things I like about fall is I get to have a fire in my fireplace, and I can't justify it now. It's so warm. All right, let's go ahead and pick it up down in Tualatin. I-5 near the 205 interchange. There's something hanging up the drive here, getting up towards the Nyberg area. I don't see it on the traffic map, but I can certainly see the slowing right now. So with that in mind, your drive-in from Wilsonville has ballooned up to 44 minutes in the rain at last check. Coming in from Troutdale and Hillsborough, about 30 or 31 minutes as well. And the drive south through North Portland also really thick. We had an earlier crash near Swan Island. That's out of the way, but the drive coming in from Main Street now is up to about 32 minutes in building. Hey, if you're one of the 120,000 drivers who use Highway 217 each day, you're probably already appreciating this. ODOT saying yesterday that the major elements of the 4-year, $174 million auxiliary lane project are finished. Highway 217, once known as the Beaverton-Tigard Freeway, runs about 7.5 miles connecting US 26, the Sunset, to I-5 to the south. And it was completed in the 70s, but quickly clogged with cars as the metro area's population exploded. ODOT's most affordable solution was to build auxiliary lanes, ramp-to-ramp lanes between the tightly packed on and off ramps. There's 10 along that 7.5 mile stretch of freeway, by the way. They're designed to reduce bottlenecks and cut down on sideswipe crashes. ODOT expects to actually reduce crashes by 20 to 30% and save travelers 73,000 hours of drive time each year.
Right. This wasn't originally built as a highway. If we built one today, the on-ramps and off-ramps would be spread further apart to make it easier for people to get on and off. We don't have the space to do that, so the auxiliary lanes help with that issue.
ODOT says the biggest traffic impacts are behind us, but crews will still be out there throughout the winter and the spring, finishing some electrical work and some landscaping. China?
Thank you, Chris. And ODOT has started work on the first phase of the I-5 Rose Quarter Improvement Project this past summer, but that project is still missing the majority of the funding it needs.
Transportation leaders are trying to figure out what the next best options are at this point. One of the options is actually pausing the project altogether. Sunrise reporter Corey Johnson covering the story for us in the KGW newsroom. Corey, there was a meeting about all this just last night.
That's right, Drew. China, the Historic Albina Advisory Board and Community Oversight Advisory Committee met with transportation leaders in Northeast Portland to talk about it yesterday. ODOT officials floated the idea of potentially shelving the I-5 Rose Quarter project altogether. Now, this conversation comes decades after the initial construction of that interstate. The $2 billion improvement project would widen I-5 and build a 1,500-foot cover over the freeway, reconnecting and repairing the historic Albina neighborhood. Now, ODOT's looking to present all possible pathways forward, which could include winding down Phase 1A of construction in 2027, putting the rest of the project on hold until they identify other funding. This after the Trump administration recently revoked nearly $450 million in federal grant money for the freeway cover.
Some of the funding from the Reconnecting Communities grant was pulled back from our federal partners. That left us in a position where we have to continue to think about, okay, what is the right next step and what are the things available to the project.
Now, coming up at 8:30, we break down the phases of that project and hear from advisory board members on what pausing the project would mean for the historic community. China.
Thank you, Corey. And ODOT Director Chris Strickler announced that he's leaving the agency at the beginning of the year. Strickler has led the department for the past 6 years, making him the second longest serving ODOT director in the state. Last day with agency is January 2nd.
In other local headlines this morning, an Oregon high school football coach in Toledo, who's also mayor of the town, has been criminally cited for slapping a student. Rodney Cross is accused of hitting a student during a conversation in the school's gym on October 24th. Investigators say there is video that shows the slap. Cross was issued a criminal citation for harassment and is set for arraignment on Monday. We reached out to Cross, the Toledo city manager, and the Toledo school district, but so far we have not heard back.
We are learning more about a shooting involving a Clackamas County deputy. The sheriff's office says that they were called out to a home near Sandy on Sunday after a man reportedly set a trailer on fire. They say when the deputy got there, the man sprinted towards the deputy and didn't stop when she commanded or showed his hands. That's when the deputy shot him in the torso. The man is stable and didn't need surgery. No word on any charges. The deputy is on paid administrative leave.
Flu season has arrived, and we're hearing from leaders at OHSU who say last year's flu season was the worst one they've ever seen.
And they're also concerned this year could be just as bad. Sunrise reporter Thomas Schultz joins us live from OHSU. So Thomas, what tips did they share to stay healthy?
Yeah, well, guys, the biggest tips are the ones that we probably already know about, right? If you need to cough or sneeze, do so in your arm. Make sure to wash your hands frequently, especially during the winter months, but really all year round. And also, if you need to stay home, if you feel sick, do that. Just stay at home. No need to go out and possibly spread any germs to anybody else. Now, these recommendations are coming as vaccine skepticism, as we all know, has been on the uptick over the recent years across the nation. Doctors say it's really important, though, to get these shots, especially for young kids, elderly people, and those who are immunocompromised. Last year, doctors say many OHSU hospital beds were taken up by kids with respiratory viruses over the winter months, making it more challenging for them to provide adequate care to all patients, which is why they're urging everyone to take precautions.
So vaccines are safe, they're effective, and I like to think of them as a security update for our immune system. Very similar to when you have a security update for your iPhone or your computer. Let's think of vaccines as a way to energize and make sure that our immune system is working.
Dr. Don Nolt says vaccines are easy to get. Many insurance companies cover those shots. If you have a primary care doctor, ask them how to get the vaccine. She says you can also go to the Oregon Health Authority website for more information about where you can access these vaccines and also maybe how you can get them at a more affordable or free price as well. She also says if you have any skepticism or concerns about these vaccines, maybe you're a little wary to get them, talk to a primary care doctor. They can walk you through the process, why these are safe and why they are effective as well. Drew, China.
Thank you.
It was a big party in Portland's living room yesterday to celebrate the arrival of this year's tree. The 75-foot Douglas fir Christmas tree donated by Stimson Lumber will stand at the square throughout the holiday season. They're going to need 2 weeks here to put it all together because they disassemble the tree for the transportation and then they put it all back and then they light it. We're talking about 9,500 lights before Santa flips the switch at the end of November. It'll actually happen the day after Thanksgiving. So Friday, the 28th of November at 5:30 p.m. You can check out the tree lighting in person. Christine Pitawadich, KGW favorite, will be there for the tree lighting as well. Again, it's an annual event as we take this live look at the tree on this Thursday morning.
Looks a little bare.
It's a little light on this Thursday because they have not put back all. We saw as we were just going away. Oh, there it is again.
Yeah, all the branches.
All the branches are there at the bottom, and they had to reassemble them.
Yeah.
Make it all pretty.
Tell me, China, I know you love doing this. Tell me about those bricks. How
They're
do they
wet.
look?
The
They're
bricks
wet.
are wet.
Yes, they are. The tree would then be wet. Here's our satellite radar. Nothing stormy today, although there could be some spotty downpours mixed in. We've actually had some heavier rain pockets move over Astoria, where rain totals are already approaching 3/4 of an inch. But from Vancouver down through Portland and Salem, so far less than 1/10 of an inch. And there does appear to be a break coming in our morning down to the south. So this is a fairly steady push of rain against moving up to the north. This is mostly light, gentle stuff. Battleground, Portland, Canby. Rain starting to break up in Salem, and there is some dry time south of there. It looks like we'll probably get. There's that Pioneer Park building looking down at the square. Rain being reported, 51 degrees, very mild outside. East winds 20, 25 out near the gorge in East Multnomah County. Away from that, winds are generally southeast 5 to 10 this morning. And with the clouds and the raindrops, everybody is holding 50 or better currently, except for you folks in Oregon City. You are at 49 degrees. 51 in Almsville. I think that thermometer in Salem just runs hot. That's showing 60. 52 in Albany and 52 in Corvallis. I do believe we have a chance to get back up to 60 today, depending on timing of rain and dry time. Kitka is a beautiful cat this morning, our pet of the day. Use that email address, petoftheday@kgw.com, and your pet will become our pet of the day. That's Kitka this morning. Beautiful. All right, weather map. Everybody's in on the action today. Some rain passing at times. Temperatures 50s to about 60 statewide and up into southwest Washington. Again, so far the bullseye of heavy rain pockets has been you folks up around Astoria. Portland could get to 60. Light showers tomorrow. If we get this much rain today, tomorrow we only get that much. And then showers over the weekend, but nothing alarming, just some typical November rain, Chris.
Rod, thank you for that. We pick it up with some new trouble on the east side now, dealing with a disabled vehicle on I-84 westbound. This is right near the 205 split, and you can see the westbound right lane is partially blocked. By the way, a reminder that move over law, you are required to slow down and or move over whenever you see emergency vehicles or anyone on the side of the road displaying some sort of distress, like with their hazard signs on. That's obviously for the safety of those in the car and those responding. All right, it is creating a backup here. This is out near 122nd Avenue, so there's some slowing there. Now coming in from Troutdale, we're up to nearly 40 minutes. And the drive from Wilsonville, really slow now. We're up to 51 minutes. This is what it looks like just south of I-205. Traffic actually in the Nyberg area. We had a report of a possible fender bender just north of this camera vantage point, and it's got the drive right now really, really slow. In fact, which camera do I have next? I wanted to show you the Wilsonville commute. Well, I can't, but the bottom line is right now it's 50 minutes to get you in from Wilsonville Road into downtown. China?
Thank you, Chris.
My name is Michael Caine. I am thrilled to announce that my voice and I are joining 11 Labs.
Hollywood legends are lending their voices to AI, and now you can pay to use them. More on the story, plus some of your consumer headlines coming up in 2 minutes.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yes.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW+.
All right, Hollywood voices are going artificial intelligence. We're talking about everyone from Michael Caine to legend Julie Garland. And now you can pay to actually use those voices. NBC's Chloe Mellis has more on the latest controversy to hit Hollywood.
What makes a voice iconic?
This morning, some of Hollywood's most recognizable names lending their voices to AI.
My name is Michael Caine. I am thrilled to announce that my voice and I are joining 11 Labs.
On Tuesday, AI company 11 Labs announcing actor Michael Caine will be among the voices added to its iconic marketplace, a new service where anyone can pay to use a celebrity's AI-generated voice in content, from commercials to audiobooks.
Con mi permiso, 11 Labs trabajó conmigo para traducir mi voz.
Matthew McConaughey, an 11 Labs investor, says he's using the tech himself to create a bilingual version of his voice to connect with Spanish-speaking fans in his weekly newsletter.
Hablemos de traducciones.
His AI-generated voice is not for sale. In addition to Michael Caine, 11 Labs even featuring AI-generated voices of late stars like Judy Garland.
Sometimes the road looks long.
And John Wayne.
Don't talk about doing the right thing, partner. Just do it.
I think it signals that actors believe that AI is coming to Hollywood, whether they want it to or not.
The deal coming amid a string of controversies on the use of AI and its potential to replace real artists. A couple of months ago, there was instant backlash over the AI-generated actress Tilly Norwood. Actors like Emily Blunt calling it really, really scary. Her creator claiming Tilly was not a replacement for a human being, but a creative work. And last year, Scarlett Johansson calling out OpenAI, saying its new voice assistant sounded eerily similar to her own voice. OpenAI denying they modeled the assistant after Johansson. But as some real actors voice concerns, others are embracing AI and letting their voices be heard.
Because technology is just the medium. This is humanity. Amplified.
All right, now for a look at your consumer headlines. Starbucks is giving away free reusable red cups today when customers order a handcrafted holiday drink, but the promotion may be disrupted. Starbucks union members have voted to strike on Red Cup Day. Workers in at least 25 cities, including here in Portland, plan to walk out, with more locations possibly joining. The union says pay gaps and CEO compensation are key issues. There will be a rally today at 4 p.m. at the Southwest Beaverton-Hillsdale Highway location. And cue the frenzy here. Trader Joe's has just released these new canvas micro totes for a limited time. The reusable tiny bags are about 4 inches by 3 inches in size. Yeah, just big enough to carry your keys or spare change in.
I saw them yesterday.
What?
People are going wild over them.
Really?
The colors are available in those 3 colors there, blue, green, and red.
Yeah, I have pockets.
And Ricola is taking coffee leaf to a new level with scented scarves.
Say that again?
With scented scarves.
Oh my gosh.
The Swiss brand is now selling scarves infused with its signature herbal aromas and lemon balm, mint, or peppermint. Each scarf even has a secret pocket for cough drops. The limited run scarves are on sale right now on Ricola's website for $40.
They're very fashionable, I think. The scarves, I like them.
That's all you can think of, though, when you see that name or hear that name, Ricola.
Ricola! Yeah.
Great advertising out of them.
It works. By the way, can I ask a question? You guys are always terrified. The Starbucks thing, he said a handcrafted drink.
Yeah.
Is that anything? I mean, what do they mean by that?
I think,
don't even
now don't quote me here, but I think that means like black coffee is not it. Like you spending however much for black coffee is
But like a latte.
A latte.
Where somebody has to put the spoon in there and do this.
Yes.
That's a handcrafted
because it's
drink.
more expensive, and the cup and the coffee, the prices are like.
Those Trader Joe totes, I was in Trader Joe's, they're not even as big as my hand.
They're
Yeah, they're like, you could put a key in them.
Yeah.
I think somebody is into consumer headlines.
You do it next time.
I like the consumer headlines.
Yeah.
I like those scarves.
Oh, do you
I like the fact that
Ricola.
yes, I like those. All right. We've got a low sitting off the coast of California right here. Heavy rain. This is the bullseye of the action today. So if you are traveling, flying into San Francisco, maybe the rain down there messes with the flight schedule a little bit. I've just double checked. Everything's moving from that northward up into Oregon and Washington. The only really heavy rain kind of pocket or bullseye we've had this morning is up here in Clatsop County, where you folks are now nearing 3/4 of an inch of rain since it started overnight. But for Portland down into Salem, it's been less than 1/10 of an inch. And there is a dry break, if you look, showing up down to our south right now. So it's not going to be raining all day. In fact, let me get you the futurecast. So right now, this is some heavy rain pockets embedded, but mostly it's gentle rain. So here we are currently. This is somewhat reasonable. But then look what happens. This is 1 o'clock this afternoon. So if this is correct, we have a lot of dry time coming later this morning. A shower chance continues, but overall, not much total rain, certainly, throughout the afternoon hours, and maybe more dry time this afternoon than wet. This showery pattern, which started on cue overnight into this morning, will be with us through the weekend. And tomorrow in particular, it just doesn't look like we get much total rain. So, it depends on when you're going to be out and about, but certainly we're going to have some dry time. Chinook Winds Casino Resort in Lincoln City showing the clouds. There's been some rain there. And I wanted to show you, if you look carefully, you can see one of the Three Sisters and the base here. But just wanted to show you that the clouds are pretty much statewide. This is over in the Sisters area from Aspen Lakes Golf Course, where showers are also ongoing in the forecast today. Bend is 59. I can't get over just how mild we continue to be night after night and really day after day. It is 60 in John Day right now. That's evidence of a south wind push. We've got 50s at the coast and the valley. And it's another day where we could hit 60. There's Salem, showing 60 in Corvallis, the same. Likely showers, but again, some dry time, especially it looks like coming up a little bit later this morning. Southeast winds 5 to 15. We do have easterlies that have been gusting so far to about 25 along the Columbia, coming out into East Clark and East Multnomah County for that matter. Again, highs could reach 60 today. I mean, we're starting off in the low 50s. We've got just a little bit of total rain tomorrow, not much, and then showers pick up somewhat Saturday. And then there's a front that some of the models show the front Sunday afternoon. Other models don't show it until Monday. But that's probably our best chance of some heavier rain totals. We're just not sure if it's going to be Sunday or Monday, and that's your update. Here is Chris McGinnis.
Thank you for that, Rod. Just got my Ricola done, by the way. I've got some over there for you if you want.
Thank you.
It's turning into not a very great morning drive out there. There's a live look right now out near Murray Boulevard, Highway 26, eastbound, moving along at 12, 13 miles an hour right now, coming in from the Bethany area. The drive from Hillsborough, 35 minutes. The drive from Wilsonville, 50 minutes now. We had what looked like some trouble near Bridgeport Village. I couldn't find it on camera. Here's the lineup right now. It extends back past I-205 and into the north side of Wilsonville, so you're definitely going to need some extra time coming in from that side of town. And last but not least, up in Clark County, there's the I-5 lineup starting right around Main Street. Solid from SR 500 anyway. The trip from Main Street to the Fremont Bridge, up to 40 minutes at last check. We'll be right back.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
It's certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yeah.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW+.
All right, take a look at this. Nike is reopening its downtown Portland store today, 1 block from Pioneer Courthouse Square. So this is a sneak peek for you. Nike says it spent the last 18 months renovating this space and says the store will have a strong emphasis on gear for runners. There's also a lot of items tied to local sports teams.
Nike was born in Portland, Nike was born in Oregon. There's a lot of stories we can tell that feels really rich and strong and makes us a unique experience.
Nike opened up Nike Town in downtown Portland back in 1990. The Fifth Avenue store opened up in 2011. The grand opening of the store is set for 10 o'clock this morning. WNBA fans can now get Caitlin Clark's new Nike shoes, a special edition from Kobe Bryant's signature line. Nike just released the Kobe 6 Pro prototype by Caitlin Clark. It's a light icy blue sneaker with a snake skin texture. You see the shoes right there. They retail for $200. Nike is also selling matching shirts and shorts. Clark's first official signature line is expected to come out sometime next year. All right, KGW Sunrise continues live on KGW Plus here next hour. We're talking about the longest government shutdown in U.S. history, finally over. How long it will take, though, for air travel to get back to normal.
And one Washington school district says giving kids more time to play is making them better students. How it's bringing playtime back to the kindergartners.